Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be trying a full face of products from the website Shop Miss A. In case you haven't heard, Shop Miss A is a website where you can buy a lot of products for around $1. Some things are a little bit more, like I think the highest priced items are $1.88, and they have free shipping with purchases over $35. And I was doing some research because amidst this coronavirus, I wanted to know where they were based out of, and I believe, if I understand correctly, they are based out of somewhere in Texas. So I went on there one day and decided to try out some of their products. So today we're going to be putting on a almost full face of their products. Some things I forgot, but I have pretty much a full face here in front of me. So to start, I went in with their A+ primer spray. This is for smooth, even skin. It says basically it's just like any other primer spray. You shake and you spray all over your face before makeup application. So upon applying this, I didn't notice anything different initially, but what I'm thinking is that this actually made my skin a little too sticky. Like, let me see if I can show it to you. Okay, so here's the spray. Let me let it dry just a little bit, and then, like, watch. I don't know if you can see, like, oh yeah. Okay, can you see how my skin's kind of sticking together? So with that in mind, some of these products I don't feel perform the best, and I honestly believe it was because of this primer spray. It wetted the skin fine, or hydrated the skin fine, but I think it honestly made the skin a little bit too sticky, and you'll see the effects of that in the upcoming makeup application. So my initial thoughts on this is that I would pass because of the extreme stickiness, but because I have it, basically I'm going to keep it and use it to spray my my makeup brushes, especially my eyeshadow brushes, whenever I'm applying eyeshadow, because I tend to just use my regular face primer. Well, since this is sticky, I feel like maybe that'll make the glitter and the shimmer stick better. So I'm going to keep this not so much as primer spray, but for eyeshadow. Next, I went in with the A-AOA Studio. By the way, I'm going to quit saying that. Let me look. Everything I bought, on Shop Miss A, they have different brands or lines that they sell from, like Amuse Beauty, LA Colors, A-AOA. All the products I bought are from their A-AOA brand specifically. So I did go in with the Sculpting Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Taupe. It does come with a spoolie, and here is what the applicator looks like. It's very reminiscent of the Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil. So let me swatch it for you. Here is the color. It's a very traditional taupe shade. I feel like this filled in my brows well. The only issue that I had with this brow pencil is the actual formula. It is a little bit more waxy than I'm used to. So here, the con of this is that it was harder to apply. I felt like I had to kind of press harder to get the product to apply. However, because it was waxier, I do not feel like I needed to go back in with any type of a clear brow gel to set my brows when I was done. So there's a plus and there's a minus side to this. So it depends on what you're looking for. Because I use this, like I said, I didn't need the additional product of a clear brow gel to set my eyebrows. However, I do feel like they look a little bit waxy. But is anybody really going to be up in my eyebrows being like, girl, your eyebrows are waxy? I mean, maybe on YouTube, but not in real life or anything. So for $1, I don't know. It might be worth trying out. So next I went in with the Perfect eyeshadow primer. This is in the shade Nude. Here is the issue I had with this. When I put it onto so here is a swatch. It is really just a nude. You can barely see it. The issue I had with this is that when I applied it onto my eyelids were super sticky. And you can see in the demo that I have like these dry patches that the eyeshadow primer is sticking to. However, I don't believe that was the eyeshadow primer. I think that was a problem that came from the primer spray. So this is a product that I am going to use again. I'm actually going to be using some of these products again tomorrow without the primer spray, because I feel like the wear was affected by the primer spray, and I don't feel like that's fair to give you a positive or negative review when I feel like they were compromised from the get-go. But I did apply this on my eyes, but because it was sticking so badly and I at first thought it was the eyeshadow base, I took it off and I went ahead and used my Believe Beauty Lock It In eyeshadow primer, and then I just powdered that with my Wet n Wild photofocus powder. So after powdering my eyes, I went in with the XL long lasting shadow sticks. Now the only issue I'm having is that both of them, this bottom part wants to fall off. There is absolutely nothing keeping them on, and I don't know if those are needed to keep the product from drying out or not. So I keep trying to put them back on, but they, like, look, they keep falling off no matter what I do. So they're probably going to get thrown in the trash, and hope that the product doesn't dry out. Now my question is, do you sharpen these? Do you turn these? I can't figure out how to disperse more product. Do you stick something up in here and push? I don't know. I haven't played with that yet. But as far as shades, I got the shade Matte Dust. Let me swatch it for you. And I also got the shade Shimmer Twinkle. So I got a matte and a shimmer. So here is the matte, which is this one, and here is the shimmer. So I wanted to do kind of a halo eye effect with these, so I put the matte shade on the outer and the inner part of my eye and kind of into my crease, and then I went in the very center with the shimmer stick. So the main issue that I had was upon applying the matte one, I felt like it did tug and it kind of, however, I did not feel like I had that issue with the shimmer one. But again, that is the same place that I had issues with the eye primer. So again, I'm wondering if the primer spray affected the eyeshadow base, and then the eyeshadow had an issue because the base had an issue. So I'm going to be playing with these again tomorrow. However, if these work well, minus the primer spray, when I try it tomorrow, this was a super quick and nice eye look because I just did outside, inside crease, buffed it out, put this in the center, ba-bam, ba-bam. Two things and you're done. So I'm excited to play with these again, and these little cats are just going to have to go in the trash because I cannot deal with trying to put those on 100 times. This is one of the products that costs a little more than $1. I believe it was either $1.55 or $1.88. And when products cost more, it's because the extra proceeds go to different charities. So this particular product is their Perfect Filter Face Primer. This is part of the Paw Paw collection, which means that any additional money that they collect goes toward the Paw Paw Foundation. Or, yeah, foundation. So, this primer, I don't know if it really did anything. It's just very clear. It definitely hydrates. It almost, actually, I have already found what I feel like are a couple of dupes for newer, or not newer, but regularly talked about drugstore products. So I'm going to hold on, and that's going to be a different video. This primer definitely hydrated and gave me a little bit of a slip, which I appreciated because I tried out the ProWear Full Coverage Foundation, and this is also a part of the Paw Paw collection. So I picked up two shades, which was Fair Ivory and Porcelain. So here they are, and you can definitely tell Porcelain is the lighter shade. So I actually just mixed both of these, and I feel like this is a more mattifying foundation. And that is why I was glad that the primer gave me a little bit of slip to work with. However, I felt like it covered very nicely, but again, I feel like there was an issue with my skin being too sticky from this primer spray. So that is another product I'm going to be trying again tomorrow. And what I plan to do is do half my face with their primer that I purchased, the Perfect Filter Primer, and then do half my face with my normal steps to see how the foundation wears. But just upon initial application and looking at everything, by the way, I bought this little mirror. How cute, because I'm always searching for a mirror, and it's small enough that I feel like it doesn't take up space, like it doesn't take up too much room in frame. So just looking at my face though, honestly, I am shocked at how nice this looks. Like, it looks nice on my nose, looks nice right here. The only place I'm having issues is in my creases near my lips. Cheeks look nice, forehead looks nice. Other than right here in my fine lines, everything's looking really nice. This foundation I am definitely interested in trying again because it was $1.55 for 1 ounce of foundation. And I know that they have another one that is in like this exact same bottle, except that the caps are black. And Taylor Wynn raves about that foundation, but because this was new, I wanted to give this one a try. So next I went in, they have on their website, especially in the A-AOA brand category, they have products that are specifically bronzers. However, I seen this Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder, and I decided to pick this up in the shade Almond as my bronzer. So here it is, and here is the swatch. Sorry, my hands are so dry. It's definitely a very nice shade for someone as pale as me. However, they definitely have darker colors. So I think for $1, if you needed a bronzer, you definitely could find a shade that works for you. So upon applying it, the only issue I noticed was that there is a lot of kickback in the pan. But I mean, usually when things are pigmented, that is an issue you will run into. But as far as application and wear, I think it looks great. It's blended nicely. It has wore well, because I'm actually filming this part of the video a couple hours later than when I did the application part. And I think this is a really nice highlighter. And this is actually a product that I am going to potentially dupe. So, or use as a dupe for a different product. But yeah, that finished pressed powder as bronzer worked beautifully. So next we're going into blush. I picked up the Lumi Radiant Blush. This is in the shade Ravish. Now, when you first look at it, or when I first looked at it when I received it, I don't know. I didn't feel like this was going to be too promising. However, when you swatch it, look how stinking gorgeous that is. I mean, even when I applied it, I was shocked at how gorgeous this blush was. And this was one of their $1 products. And again, this is in the shade Ravish. I love this. I think this is going to be beautiful for spring. This is like berry kiss glow. Oh, I love it. So this is probably one of my favorite products that I purchased, is this blush. Next, in the highlighter, I picked up the Halo highlighter. This is in the shade Amore. Again, this was a product that I wasn't too super psyched about just because of how it looks. But once you swatch it, it is really nice. Now, I'm not a super fan of the extreme pinkness of it. I was hoping for a more whitish silvery, but still, it's not bad. So basically, my thoughts are that the formula is not bad. I just wish I had picked up a different shade. So next, I did grab the Sugar Lips Lip Scrub. However, I have not used this yet, and when I do, I will let you know what I think about it. I did also get the Oh Honey Nourishing Lip Oil, and I got mine in the I got mine in the scent Apple, and it smells so good. They had like watermelon and sour apple, or just plain honey or something, but I thought this apple one would be nice, and it is very nourishing. I kept putting it on my lips. Oh, I feel, if your lips were cracked and dry, this would feel so good. I actually have been keeping this in my little drawer over here because I put this on my lips before bed because it feels so good. I also picked up this pair of lashes that I'm going to try tomorrow when I redo some of these products. This is in the specific, or let's see. What is this? This is in the style Jenna, which I think is great because that is my hairstylist. That is her name, and she rocks my hair. This is their premium lashes, natural and luxurious, and I picked them because they do look natural but floofy. Like, if you can look at them from this angle, like if you could look at them how I'm looking at them, they already have that natural lift to them. So I'm excited to try these, and these are part of the Paw Paw brand. I also picked up these brow comb scissors. I haven't tried it yet, but I thought, why not? I also got this bag for $1. I thought all my products were going to fit in it, but they did not. But it's got like little coffee cups all over it. It was $1. I picked up this headband, which I think is going to be really cute, and it's nice because the bow is actually like movable, so you can position the bow how you want. I also picked up this little headband that I thought would be cute for when I do my makeup. I want to try this tonight, the Celeve facial mask, collagen replenishing mask. This is a sheet mask. And I also grabbed the Spa Scriptions Gold Hydrogel Lip Mask. So that is going to be what I do tonight for my mommy time, is have a little spa day for my face. And then lastly, I purchased this pack of sponges. I don't know if you have watched any other YouTubers who have raved about these sponges, but Jessica Braun, Taylor Wynn, there's a couple others that always talk about these sponges. Now, they have a ton of colors, they have different shapes, they have different styles. This is specifically the Paw Paw Wonder Blender, and I feel like this is what I have heard people talk about. So here is the sponge wet, and as you've seen, this is what I use to apply my makeup today. And this is the sponge dry. So, my thoughts on this sponge are that it applied well, but it doesn't have quite the bounce that I would like. Like, this is normally the sponge I use, but you can see how they are very similar in shape. This is from e.l.f. But this entire package for 6 blenders was $1.88. And people are out there buying beauty blenders, like name brand beauty blenders, 20 bucks for one of these. I'll just let you ponder that. But anyway, I actually really did like it, and I'll continue to use it. That's going to go up here. Actually, what we're going to do is throw away this e.l.f. sponge because we're going to throw away this Wet n Wild sponge. I have had that out for probably 2 months. This sponge I'm going to wash. This sponge, okay, actually, I'm just going to wash all these sponges and put this sponge in here to use because they definitely could use a washing. So let me stick those down here. All right, so that is, I believe, my full face of products from A-AOA Studios. So again, I will see you back here in a little bit after I try some of this makeup again tomorrow and see what I think after not using the primer spray this time. So I'm going to attempt to wrap up my thoughts on all my products that I got from Shop Miss A website. So last night I did end up using this collagen mask as well as this Spa Scriptions Gold Hydrogel Lip Mask. And now if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I have seen this at the dollar store, like the actual $1 dollar store. So this was a complete flop. I couldn't even get this to stay on my lips. Like, it didn't want to work for me. So this was a total flop. This face mask, by the end of it, my face just felt sticky. Like, it didn't feel hydrated. It didn't feel anything. It didn't feel very good. So the face mask and things were kind of a fail for me. Now, on to makeup. Number one, when I did today's application, I did my normal skin prep routine with, after doing my primer water, I decided to do one side of my face with the Paw Paw primer and the other side of my face with my e.l.f. illuminating moisturizer, because I sit right there. I wanted to give the foundation a fair shot as to what I'm used to. So upon applying the foundation, I felt like it did better, but it still didn't perform as well as I had hoped, in that it felt just kind of hard to blend out in some areas. Like some areas, it just felt like it really stuck to my skin, and as I attempted to blend it with the blender, it didn't want to move. So for me, I think this foundation with the pink caps is more of a mattifying foundation, which would make sense because it does say like ProWear full coverage foundation. So it definitely is a more mattifying foundation, which isn't bad, and it doesn't look bad. It was just kind of hard to blend out. So is it bad? No. Is it my favorite? No. So then for the eyes, I actually went in to see if the issue yesterday with the eyeshadow was the eye primer or if it was from that primer spray I used. Well, on this eye I used the A-AOA primer, and on this eye I used the Believe Beauty primer. And I feel like I got a good application of eyeshadow on both eyes. So I actually think that this A-AOA eye primer is something that will work. I don't think that it caused the stickiness or the inability to blend out my eyeshadow from yesterday. Eyebrow pencil still is a little waxy, but honestly, again, as I said before, the pro is I don't have to go in with the clear gel because they're already kind of set in place. So it's not bad. I can't say that that's bad. For the eyeshadow sticks, my feeling on this is that the matte one was a little too matte and a little too dry to blend. However, the shimmer is great. It is pigmented, it is long lasting. So I think that these XL long lasting shadow sticks in the shimmer shades are something worth looking into. And again, mine was in the shade Shimmer Twinkle. Let's see, my son's moving all my products. So the Studio Perfect finishing pressed powder, again, I got mine in the shade Almond as a bronzer, not so much an actual finishing powder. Works great, looks nice. This is a good product. Now again, they do have actual bronzers, but I felt like the majority of bronzers that I looked at were shimmering, and I wanted something matte, and so that's why I went with this finishing powder. The blush, I cannot get over this blush in the shade Ravish. It is beautiful. The highlight is intense, and look, I mean, these products have really stayed throughout the day. Like, they have not wore off. I mean, for $1, it's kind of mind-boggling that I was telling my husband the other day. I said, babe, there's a foundation out there for $170. And I said, this foundation cost me $3. And it blew his mind. And then lastly, I did attempt these eyelashes. I, for some reason, could not get the one lash to stick to this eye. I tried it multiple times and I just could not make it work, which is a shame because the actual style of these are beautiful. Like, they almost look like there's two pairs of lashes and then they're like floofed together. I don't know how to explain it, but these are a beautiful pair. Again, in the style Jenna. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they already had like this natural curve to them, which of course I added curve with my eyelash curler. But then for the only things that I didn't use from A-AOA Studios or Shop Miss A was my lips. For my lips, I used the Megalast Liquid Catsuit High Shine Lipstick in the shade Sin Nudes. For my mascara, I used Can't Stop, Won't Stop. For my mascara, I used On the Rise with NYX. For my concealer, I used Can't Stop, Won't Stop from NYX in the shade Alabaster. And then for powder, I used my translucent powder from Wet n Wild. And then, of course, my 3-in-1 primer spray. But other than that, my products came from Shop Miss A. So my thoughts are, there are some hits, there are some misses. I think for the price, it's definitely something you may want to dabble in, especially for, okay, number one, if you have people who want to play with makeup, like kids or little girls or young teenagers. I mean, it's $1. So like, it's, you know, little kids tend to mess things up, and it's not like you're wasting a bunch of money. Number two, if you are a beginner, this would be a great way to kind of play and test, and again, not waste your money on products you may potentially not like. Number three, for someone who's a makeup lover, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. I'm trying to think what else. The brow pencil is not bad. This primer, actually, these 3 products actually remind me of other products that I want to try to do a dupes video with. This eye primer, it's $1. I think it works really well. I feel like it did the same thing as my Believe Beauty Locket one, and that one was almost $5. This highlighter, not bad. The only issue I have is the shade. So if I had picked a different shade, I probably would have loved it too. The eyeshadow sticks, the shimmer one is great. The matte one is a little too matte, a little too drying. The foundation, I think if I had gotten the A-AOA one with the black caps, I would have liked it better. The face mask and the lip mask, but other than that, I have to give Shop Miss A an A, because I feel like for the price and the variety of product, it was great. I am really happy with some of these products, and I'll be continuing to use them. And I definitely, like I said, would recommend you, if you go into the Shop Miss A site for makeup wise, I would stick to that A-AOA brand. Well, LA Colors isn't too bad. You can find that at your Dollar General, but they have a wider selection of products from LA Colors on the Shop Miss A site. So I definitely would give it a try if you're interested. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay. Can you say bye?